The new Philippine administration of Rodrigo Duterte has cracked down on the environmental and social performance of miners. In July, 6 nickel laterite DSO operations were suspended, who had contributed around 13% of Philippine DSO production in 2015. Following a government audit that lasted several months, more than a dozen other DSO operations were recommended for suspension, and these made up a further 41% of 2015 output. This left around 46% of output in the clear, made up of 4 very large operations belonging to industry leaders Nickel Asia Corporation and Global Ferronickel Holdings. However, the apparent government action has to be viewed with a degree of caution. Operations at many of the sites that were publicly suspended by the government in July had actually already been suspended by court order. And the subsequent audit period, an additional period provided to miners recommended for suspension to respond to the audit, had allowed these miners essentially to continue operations up to the start of the rainy season, when they would usually halt production, for around 4 months over the Christmas period. Based on AME's base case forecast, Philippine DSO exports are sufficient to meet China's nickel and DSO demand, with Chinese port stocks consumed by around 2025. If all Philippine DSO operations as currently suspended remain suspended, then port stocks will be exhausted in around 2018, followed by a 90 kiloton deficit of mined nickel available in China. If all operations currently suspended and those threatened for suspension are suspended, then port stocks will run out around 2017, leaving China with a 320 kiloton shortfall of mined nickel, which will reduce Chinese nickel in NPI output by almost 300 kilotons to around 100 kilotons by 2025. In October, the Indonesian government publicly considered relaxing the ore export ban and allowing export of around 15 million tonnes of low-grade ore below 1.8% nickel content from companies already constructing smelters. This low-grade ore would be considered high-grade almost anywhere else in the world. AME believes that Indonesia will not revert the export ban as it applies to unprocessed nickel ore. The ban's starting to pay dividends as Indonesian NPI and ferronickel output increases, with growth from around 50 kilotons per month of alloy in early 2015 up to 85 kilotons per month in mid-2016. Indonesia's share of Chinese NPI imports has increased from 13% to 81% since January 2015, and a reversal would devalue recent significant smelter investment in Indonesia, depress nickel prices worldwide, and also shake investor confidence in Indonesia as a stable policymaker. Planned Indonesian smelter capacity will be more than enough to cover the loss in Philippine DSO exports.